1971 Stanley Cup champions. Jacques Lemaire gets the goal that wins the Stanley Cup in 4 straight games for the Montreal Canadiens.
But the question remains, are these hallowed halls indeed haunted? Do the ghosts of Canadiens past really roam the ice?
For me, ever since I put the jersey on this year, it's been a special moment. You always feel like the hockey gods in Montreal are on your side, and I think other teams realize that too. Especially when you get down to a close game, an overtime game, you're going up against tradition, you're going up against the continuity of some great heroes in hockey, and maybe that's something that's going to add a little bit to our side.
Now in 1993, the Forum embraced the finals once again. For the eager Montreal fans, the sights and sounds of Lord Stanley's Cup were everywhere.
L'alignement des joueurs, players, lineup, le chrono.
The enormity of the moment was unmistakable. The prize was there for everyone to see. And there was an extra special feeling for one king who was back in his native province.
Video number 20, Luc Robitaille.
Went on the ice, and I was just like, cool. For a moment, I thought, here I am, and I started standing up in the middle of the ice, and this is what I watched growing up every Saturday night at 8 o'clock. Here I am today. I'm in the NHL, and now I'm playing in the Stanley Cup Finals, and I'm playing against a team that I grew up watching. So it's really special for me to have a chance to accomplish all these goals in one event.
And with his friends and family watching, Robitaille's dream got an exclamation mark just 3:03 into the game.
Deep! On the power play, the first one of the finals. Gretzky back to the lead. Shitnik shot. Rebound is there. They score! Law appeared to have it, but it came loose. And the Kings got an early power play goal and lead 1-0.
The Kings' attacking style had paid some early dividends, but Montreal knew that their best defense against this would be to counterattack with odd man rushes, and that's precisely what they did.
Hunter's got it. Coming to Schneider. Short-handed Hunter. Save made by Rudy.
Schneider giving it to Denny Savard coming in. Schneider! And it's a great save by Rudy.
Ronan, he gets pinned up by Mike Hardy. Dion centered shot, save! Kelly Rudy sweeps it in!
Kelly Rudy was frustrating the Canadiens on every rush. Late in the first period, however, there was one man he simply could not stop.
Shot it on the boards for Ronan. DiPietro's in front of the net. Score! Off Gretzky. As he tried to intercept the pass. And the Canadiens get a break and tie it.
You don't see that very often. Wayne Gretzky tried to stop a pass across. And watch Gretzky's stick. He just puts it out to not allow the pass across. And Wayne, he scores him in either end.
Well, I think those kind of things, when they happen to pretty much anybody, kind of goes a little bit unnoticed. What happens to Wayne Gretzky, first thing I think of is, oh, that's all anybody's going to talk about. So all I thought about was redeeming myself, or trying to redeem myself.
If there's anything that will strengthen Wayne Gretzky's resolve, it's something like that. He now feels that he owes his team at least one.
That part of the game that Youppi that inspired me, but maybe it made me pick it up a notch. Maybe it turned up. I turned to somebody on the bench and I said, what does that mean? I thought they were training somebody in French. I honestly didn't know they were training Gretzky, or I probably would have laughed about it. You know, French, that's part of the game. I mean, I would have been chanting too if I was training that way.
But with the game tied at 1 in the second period, Gretzky helped silence the crowd.
Robitaille dives. Good play. Gretzky the shot. Hit the post. Rebound. Shitnik shot. That one hit wall. Gretzky back again. Gretzky banged that one off the near side post. Rob Blake, is he getting chances in front? Right through last legs. Robitaille's got 2. And it's 2-1 Los Angeles.
It's all right, boys. We'll get that one back. Come on.
For Gretzky, redemption was still not complete, for he found himself right in the middle of the next 2 goals as well. Both of these going into the Montreal net.
Gretzky planted it back to the goal. During the 2-minute mark of the third, Gretzky centered one, score! Gretzky to Curry, and we've seen that combination quite a bit.
Gretzky chasing it down. Bellows back to get it. 2:05 to go, and they pulled the goaltender. How about that? Sandstrom, Gretzky waiting. Come here, baby. Gretzky shot. Score! Wayne Gretzky! An empty net goal, and it is a 4-1 Los Angeles lead.
The Montreal crowd now sat in stunned silence, for the Kings had accomplished the improbable. They'd come into the fabled Forum and had taken a one-game nothing lead.
Shot goes well, but they have a still team that's a great attitude. They're used to teams that way back, and they picked it up way we faced attacking style. So that was new to them, and it caused them some problems. But they got a great goaltender. They'll respond and be much better than the rest of the season.
And though Waugh failed to deliver against the Kings, his wife had no problem immediately after the game.
I was about 11:30 when I left the Forum, and we had to go to the hospital with my wife. And when we arrived at the hospital, they induced her, and then we wait until 4 a.m. before the work start, the contraction. And then when the contraction started, it was pretty fast. Because my wife, she's a lucky person. She got the baby very, very fast. And the big contraction was 6:30, 7 o'clock. And then the girl was born. And probably the best thing happened during that Stanley Cup, because I didn't have time to think about the game. I had more my focus on the girl, and that was a motivation when it was over. And I said, hey, I might be a little bit tired because I didn't sleep much, but I'm going to find some motivation out there, and I'm going to play it for her. And my family, my 2 other kids at home, they're really important to me.
And so, with one more Montreal fan in the fold, the anticipation grew for Game 2, with the Canadiens looking to, dare we say, tie it up. Their fans both patient and understanding.
Rusty, a little rusty after a second 8-day layoff in about a month or so. They'll come back, they'll be fired up tonight.
But I attribute to a couple of specific things, like Mike Keith's absence from the lineup, which he's supposed to be back tonight, as well as their lack of hitting Wayne Gretzky. I think people are afraid to hit Wayne Gretzky. They think he's a legend. They have to put him in the boards, shake him up a bit, and that'll get him going tonight.
Sound advice for Montreal. For as Game 2 commenced, it quickly became apparent that Gretzky was going to be a focal point. Every move he made was countered, and the fans loved it.
Every time Gretzky gets touched, into the power play.
Guess what? He's getting touched a lot. The Canadiens get their chance. They're going to take on Wayne Gretzky really hard. Find a way to take it down.
Finally, with less than 2 minutes remaining in the first period, the Canadiens' feverish forecheck eventually got to Los Angeles.
Goes to the line. Takes a shot. Canadiens get the first one.
Having taken a 1-0 lead, Montreal carried the momentum into the second period, where they looked to increase their advantage on the power play. But then, a mistake at the blue line by Patrick Brisebois.
Brisebois missed it. Taylor's breaking away for LA. Here he comes. Scores. Dave Taylor scores.
I think it'll be interesting, Harry, to see how the Canadiens respond here now.
Keep going, boys. Stay up.
Forget that, boys. Forget it. Let's keep going here. Come on, boys.
Okay, boys.
And the Canadiens responded as one might have expected, with even more pressure on Rudy. But the Kings goaltender was up to the task.
He was looking around. He thought it was in his glove. It was just outside the goal line.
On into the third period they went, still tied at 1 apiece. But at the 8:32 mark, a stuff, a stifle, and a score.
Taylor trying to tuck it in. Hughes puck. Score! Taylor got the backhander. And the Kings have taken a 2-1 lead.
I got the dump and I just threw it back line, and that's when he was there. He gave a little feed to Stitch and he tried to stuff it. Watt put his stick down and went off his stick and right in the slot, and I was standing there and I just backhanded at the net. I slid underneath him. I don't know if he even had the time to recover or he was just falling, but it just slid underneath him and went in. So we were all happy to see it go.
Incredibly, the Kings were in position to steal 2 games on the road. Time after time, the Canadiens crashed the zone, with each attack rebuffed by the Kings, now playing to preserve their 2-1 lead.
The huddle of the Montreal Canadiens is being tested right here by the Kings in Game 2. A chance for Los Angeles to go up 2-0 in this series with 2 wins in Montreal. We come down to white knuckle time now at that point where the Montreal Canadiens are going to have to take even more risks than the score.
So in the final 2 minutes, Demers took a huge risk to change the momentum. The call went out to measure Marty McSorley's stick.
We got something critical going on here. It's a stick measurement. You're allowed a half-inch curve. That is the device that measures the curve. Kerry Fraser is measuring it.
Come on, come on, come on.
It's Marty McSorley's stick, I believe. If he is guilty of playing with an illegal stick, the LF game will be penalized and Marty McSorley will have to sit for 2 minutes. If it is not illegal, the Montreal Canadiens end up with a penalty.
You're never 100% sure, but when you've been in the game that long, the players know it. Told me about it. Actually, players said it's
illegal. Yes!
Bingo said that we go over the limit, and I was like, this is just not the time. This really isn't.
Timeout, call timeout now.
Good call by Jacques Demers, and bingo, we got ourselves a real dramatic situation.
A situation made even more dramatic by the fact that Montreal was scoreless in its last 31 attempts on the power play.
Let's not get off number, okay? Let's make sure we don't get DB Fitty. We got a battle. Let's not get off number.
The question remained what to do with Waugh. The decision for Demers was easy.
We're 6 against 4, so we have the choice.
I mean, I'm not a genius. I'm paid to coach. I mean, there's no major decisions. We knew that we had a legal stick going for us. We knew that our power play was just like zilch, was just like terrible. And we knew if we had a 6-on-4 with the quality athletes ahead on 4, they would have had a heck of a better chance in 5-on-4, which has not been working for us.
So Montreal had a 2-man advantage, but the Kings had both the lead and the open net. With this, the final 100 seconds commence.
Jardin over to Schneider. Schneider to Desjardins. 2-man advantage. They're ganged up in front of the net. Desjardins shot. Score!
Before the fans had a chance to sit down, the first minute of overtime.
Rooney carries in, rolling in front of the net shot. Desjardins following the play. He is to the short side. He's in. Good. Desjardins. And the Canadiens win in overtime. His 3rd goal of the game. And the series is a brand new one.
When you score in overtime, it's always a relief. Personally, for sure, was a big thrill, big support. But the big thing of that game, and then we tied the series 1-1.
Desjardins had become the first defenseman to score a hat trick in the Stanley Cup final. But Demers knew the focus would be on the stick.
This stick, I'm going to hear about it for the next 10 minutes. I'm good at it because if we happen to win the Stanley Cup, there's not going to be an asterisk at the end and say, won that game because of an illegal stick. Because Montreal Canadiens won the Stanley Cup if we win it.
And so, for the first time in the 100-year history of the Stanley Cup, a final round game would be played in Los Angeles. The difference in LA is that some of the more diehard fans are also some of the more recognizable, but their passion is the same when the Kings take to the ice.
The Kings have really made me a big hockey fan, so my heart's with them, I'm friends with Wayne and friends with Bruce McDonald, so that's really
kind of got me really interested in it. And anytime, you know, when they're in a position to win the Stanley Cup, you got to come out and support it.
Oh, absolutely, the Kings. I've been thinking down here for a long time.
I've just been hoping for this for all the years that I've been coming. You know, we'd come through all the games, and they'd always get to the second series of the playoffs, and then, you know, that would be it. And during the quarterfinals this year, when they actually won, Wayne turned at the very end when the buzzer went off and gave me a big thumbs up and a smile as I said, finally gone beyond.
For a change, it was the Stars who were doing the applause. Now it was time for North America to see what all the excitement was about.
Brown on line, track one, please.
Showtime!
They're loaded for excitement at the Great Western Forum in Inglewood as we bring you inside in anticipation of the player introductions and the start of the third game of a series which has become a best-of-5, now tied at 1 between Montreal and Los Angeles.
The Canadiens were that much more so and dominated the early going.
Let's go, let's go, let's go! Come on, boys!
Midway through the first period, Montreal's hard work in front of the net paid off.
Canadiens now, long shot, score! Shot deflected in front of the net. First goal of the game.
It was the only goal scored in the first period. The Habs figured the same approach would work in the second.
Let's go hard, okay? Everybody goes hard.
And sure enough, at the 2:41 mark, Gilbert Dion found the net. 21 seconds later, the Canadiens were back.
And it's Cardinals now bringing the puck. Cardinals pass to put another score.
I thought we did a good job of concentrating. Came out strong in the first period. Second period, I thought we came out strong again. Once we got up a few goals, I think we relaxed a little bit too much.
Maybe so, for the Kings saw their 3-0 deficit and took a page from the Montreal playbook.
They hit us once and hit them 3 or 4 times.
A flying check.
And Hardy's done one thing on his first shift. He's got this crowd talking. He's got 6 spectators wondering where the glass came from. And I wonder if any of his teammates will join the cause here because they have been AWOL, most of them tonight.
And in fact, Hardy's check did spur the Kings as Gretzky went to work in his office.
3-0 lead for Montreal. 12:13 left here. Behind the net, Gretzky. Gretzky looking in front. Robitaille scores! Luke Robitaille!
Habs get it out. Shot by Brisebois, but Granado stole it. Comes in with a shot. Granado through the legs of Waugh. 3-2.
Center Donnelly, nice pass to Gretzky. Gretzky with Daniel moving in. Gretzky scores! A perfect shot! A perfect shot from Gretzky!
Tied now at 3, the game moved into the third period, where Waugh stopped everything that came his way. But in the final seconds, he did get a little help.
Going behind the net, left it for Sandstrom. Sandstrom wants to move it in front. Sandstrom still has a shot. It's behind one. No goal. Gretzky's arguing it with him. The light did not come on. Gregson immediately put his arms out and said no goal.
The Kings argued that Guy Carbonneau illegally covered the puck while lying in the crease. But Carbonneau had a different view.
I didn't know the puck was there, but I knew when Reichel threw his stick in my face, tried to poke at somebody, I knew the puck was somewhere. So it was just a reflex to put my hand there, and so the puck wouldn't go in. But I had no clue where the puck was.
Tied at 3-3, everyone, players and fans alike, prepared for a nail-biting, close-checking, tension-packed overtime. But in a 34-second blink of the eye, it was over.
Fellow shot deflected. Near side to Muller. Down low, LeClair! Save! Just barely! LeClair! Scores! John LeClair! The Montreal Canadiens have won their 9th consecutive overtime game in this year's Stanley Cup playoffs. They defeat the Kings 4-3.
Pucks just kept coming to me. Chris Muller made a great pass to me that started, and I got the shot on net. Kind of trickled through the crease. I thought Brian Bell was going to be there to put the rebound in. He instead tied up his defenseman and ended up picking 2 other guys. He enabled me to get the puck again. I put it back on net, and it hit Pellerudi. Then the puck came right back to me, and he had a wide open net.
Montreal had won its 2nd straight overtime game against the Kings, needing just 1 minute and 25 seconds of overtime play to win both of them. For the Kings, a daunting task lay ahead. Down now 2 games to 1, the Kings tried a different approach. Well, not that drastic, but Melrose did invite relatives of the players and their kids in for a pre-game force skate in an effort to keep the team loose.
Okay, let's go. Skate. Go over and skate all the way around the net. Can you skate around the net down there? This way. All right, this way. That net. Go around the net. Go.
We don't get to see it quick enough because Johnny's 3 months old. So it's nice to get so it's more of a family day and we get them home.
And no one took better advantage of the family skate than Tony Granato, who had lots of catching up to do.
You go through the Stanley Cup finals and have something so special in your career, and to have your family there to be part of it is really nice to be able to share with them.
Tony's son Dominic even got to celebrate his birthday with a quick lesson on how to muck it up in the corners, a Granato family trademark.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dominic. Happy birthday to you. Hooray!
Get out! Scrappy, feisty, willing to take on anyone. No doubt about it, Dominic certainly was a Granato. Back to the business at hand. The Kings desperately needed to win a game at home. But midway through the first period of Game 4, an old bugaboo came back to haunt them. Their inability to win faceoffs.
No score first period. 9:05 left. Score! Right off the face-off, and Rooney, what a shot!
A little bit of luck. I try that. Maybe every 15, 20 times you try it, it might work.
Well, it worked this time, all right, and the Canadiens had a 1-0 lead. So it stood, on into the second period, when the Kings dug an even deeper hole by giving Montreal a power play.
Set up in front. Mike Keane, poke shot, off the skate, rebound, score! Vincent down close, gets them a 2-0 lead. The fans have paid $2 for a seat. It's all for charity.
But at the Forum in Los Angeles, momentary despair. Kings fans were down but not out, and it was just a matter of time before their patience would be rewarded.
Donnelly, DiPietro moved in and just took it away. DiPietro lost to Granato. Donnelly saved by one. Donnelly scores! Matt Donnelly!
Donnelly had electrified the crowd, but Demers quickly put the situation in perspective.
Settle down, we're still up here. Settle down, we're still up here.
Ah, Waugh, but for how long? For with 50 seconds left in the second period, a Montreal penalty gave Gretzky and the Kings another chance.
12 seconds left. Sorley showing patience. The shot in. Gretzky around the net. Comes out, centering back. Score! They tie it with 4.6 seconds left in the period.
The Kings' fortuitous second period comeback had all the ingredients for a Hollywood script.
I don't want to jinx it, but I got to tell you, I think these guys have hearts like as big as Wyoming. I really do. I think this team is a team that wants to win, and I think they're going to win.
And as the third period got underway, with the game tied at 2, Rudy auditioned for the part of Game 4 hero.
Cutting to the middle, DiPietro's open. DiPietro save! Rebound! Shot deflected into the corner. Shoot check and McSorley. DiPietro save! By Kelly Rudy. Overline's got some room. Overline lost control. Overline dropped it.
But at the other end, Patrick Waugh was acting in a starring role.
Là, c'est Leclerc, aidé de Schneider, et puis pour perdre la rondelle, et les repousser derrière le filet de Roy. Sandstrom en devant, mais personne pour recevoir chez les siens. Là, c'est Robitaille qui se retourne. Sandstrom ensuite, mais Roy résiste. Il a tenu le coup.
Well, in any language, Waugh's confidence was apparent as these two teams moved into their third straight overtime.
This thing, I guess, happens once in your career, you know. I felt so good out there, and I felt like it was tough to beat, and I was not really lucky to give those 2 goals. And I felt like, you know, it seems like we were nervous a bit in the room and anxious, and
Patrick just stepped aside up guys, making goals, and you guys go out there and get me one, and we're going to win this game.
Miller's in front, shot, save!
When a goalie stands up and says that, he's certainly not cocky. It's just you see the confidence in him.
Curry across the line with Shoechuk and overtime. Shoechuk in front, can't get a shot.
Well, that's Patrick, and he's capable of backing it up.
Right side to Carson, he shoots. Save!
This is things that you could say when your teammates are playing the way my teammates are playing right now.
Lonnie Lynch, Gretzky shot, save!
When he comes up and says that, it's important because he doesn't talk that much. He's a quiet guy, and he's probably never done that before. And when he does that, he comes back to Bo Gainey, who you know, he didn't talk that much, but when he did, players listened. And he did that night, and you know, players reacted to it with
Carson drops it. Donnelly saved by Roy. Rebound all the way to the blue line. 2-on-1 break. Leclerc moving in. Leclerc waiting. Hit Kelly Rudy. Leclerc for the for the second game has given the Canadiens an overtime win. Their 10th overtime win in a row. 3-2 over the Kings.
We might be down a little bit in the last couple of every game. I mean, we're in every game. We just need that final step in how to win a Stanley Cup final. We're right there. We're just something prohibits us right at the end.
As for Mr. Patrick Waugh, a promise made, a promise kept. So it was back to Montreal for Game 5, where the Canadiens could clinch the cup, and the Kings could catch an earful from the Montreal fans.
I know it's going to be a tight game, but I know the Canadiens are going to win. They're on a roll. They're not going to be at the point for too much longer, 2 more years or so. So the Ghosts are working overtime right now. I figure this will be it. It'll be tonight.
Now it was the Canadiens' turn to feel loose. So much so that Waugh made a pre-game gift of his stick to a young fan. Though it was not the miracle stick he would use in every one of this year's playoff games. Heroes present and heroes past had come together as one. The form was made for nights like this.
We're going to come out flying tonight. No one wants to go back to LA right now. We could do it without the travel, without the extra worry and everything. But aside from that, it'd be an incredible feeling to win in front of our home fans, and I think it'd be just a great thrill. And we're not paid to play any extra games here.
With confidence at a new high, the Canadiens did come out flying. They chose once again to play the body, and hard work in their own end led to the game's first goal.
5 minutes left in the first period. Scoreless. Here's a steal. Lehman blocking up. Lehman centered it. Score! DiPietro scores!
Well, the first goal of the game in this series, the team that scored it has won all 4 games coming into this one.
So pumped up were the Habs, they almost made it 2-0 off the very next faceoff.
This first period. Lehman with an assist. And here's Don Fosse and a breakaway. Stopped by Rooney. Sensational save by Rooney. To keep it at 1-0.
And so it remained 1-0 on into the second period, when Kings defenseman Marty McSorley both began a rush and finished it.
Marty McSorley starts it out. McSorley drops it. Kaiser to Robitaille. Robitaille in the middle. McSorley scores! This game is tied! 1-1. They are going to make it interesting and maybe a little more. They're going to call upstairs to the video replay judge to determine whether or not it crossed the line.
Post. Post.
Everyone here in the Montreal Forum surprised that anyone could get a puck pass back to Blois. Well, Marty McSorley's not surprised. The Kings right back in this game.
But the Kings weren't in it for long. For just 1 minute later, Kirk Muller opened the Stanley Cup Championship floodgates for Montreal.
Held into overline from Snyder. Shot deflected. Did not get in on Kelly Rudy. Ron Blake was able to block it. Memphis again looking for Bello. Memphis himself. Shot. Score! This is what makes Montreal so frustrating to play against. They have a hard enough time scoring goals. Get one. This way, well, my turn. They come right back and put it on the board.
LeBeau scores! LeBeau! 3-1 Montreal.
And these fans are beginning to realize Stanley Cup could give center ice from this game in.
DiPietro scores! Second of the game! 4-1 Canadiens!
And now a 24th Stanley Cup banner will hang from the rafters of the famous Forum in Montreal. The Canadiens win the Stanley Cup.
Of the 20 games it took to win it all, 11 went into overtime. They beat Wayne Gretzky, who led all playoff scorers with 40 points. And for the unprecedented 24th time in their history, the Canadiens had won the Stanley Cup. There were individual heroes at every turn, but mostly there was a team, one that played together to perfection.
Le gagnant du trophée Conn Smythe du Canadien de Montréal, Patrick Roy.
For Patrick Roy, a well-deserved award. For the Montreal Canadiens, a tribute to the entire organization.
Congratulations to the players, to Ron Corey, to Serge Savard, to Jean Demers. Guy Cardinals, captain, please come and take the Stanley Cup.
Sports great moments right here.
The first thing Guy Cardinal did when his name was called was grab Dennis Savard and drag him over and hold him up first. What a leader.
No team in professional sports has won more titles than the Canadiens. And in the 100th anniversary year of the Stanley Cup, perhaps it's fitting that it belongs to Montreal.
Chicago Blackhawks highlight tape is brought to you by Coors. In a city of strength whose pride spans the ages.
With a laser beam over his right shoulder.
In a house of honor where legacy lives.
One for the Hawks. Gilbert over the line with
In a place of valor where battles are won.
Now a lead for Larmer. Man fell down. Larmer right. He shoots. He scores!
There exists a team born of a spirit to ignite the masses.
And the Blackhawks are all over the Blues like a rash.
A lasting force that carries the light of a new day.
Here's Fritz Sutter racing away. Sutter cuts in. Shoots. Belfort the save.
It is the pain and the glory, the essence of sport. It is the vision and the dream that burns from within. It is the heart and the home of the Chicago Blackhawks. At the heels of last season's gallant run for the Cup, the Chicago Blackhawks began a new season with renewed goals.
Using that experience of winning this previous season to our advantage and getting ourselves better and putting ourselves back in position to get back to the finals again this season.
Coming to the brink of a championship, an eagerness to improve could be felt throughout the lineup.
You know just how close you are to the Stanley Cup. You know that the season is important, but the playoffs are just so much more important. And it's a long grind getting back there again, getting back to a position to be in the playoffs again.
Hey, Frankie, how you doing today? How you doing?
The Blackhawks' intensity finds its origins in practice.
Defense and physical, those two things. Hey! Let's go, Jimmy! Let's go! Let's go! That's it, Steph! Oh, Eddie! Everybody go! 2-on-1, point shot to start. Smitty, you start right there. Let's go!
Roenick side of the net, shoot! Rebound to the near side, Chelios keeping it in. He looks, he shoots, tip! On a good save, rebound, they score!
In the home opener at the stadium, Steve Larmer welcomed Tampa Bay to the NHL.
We're going to be successful over the course of the season. It's because 20 guys are playing well together.
As the season took shape, so too did the mastery of Jeremy Roenick.
He scores! Jeremy Roenick! He faked a backhander, did a full 360!
Chris Chelios and Steve Smith provided the league's best defense and considerable offense as well.
Racing over the flyer line to Chelios. Dropped to the right man to Smith. Shooting. He scores! Steve Smith!
Role players shine, and Jocelyn Lemieux would attest.
Bounce one to Larmer in the deep slot. Gave it a